She looks perfect.
Hi. Hi, Facebook. Hi, Instagram. How are you doing? Guess who is here? So 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. So, hi everyone. How are you doing? Fidel is here. Yeah. How was your day? Today is Wednesday, 6th of January. Can you imagine? 6 days already gone. OMG. I hope you can hear me. I don't see anyone live right now, not on Facebook, not on Instagram. I can understand it's a little bit late. Nobody probably was expecting to have me here. And it's okay, because I know you can always hit that replay and listen to what I was talking about. And today was a very nice day. Spend the day with my husband. Hi, Facebook. Nice to have you here. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. I just want to know whether you can hear me. Just a thumbs up. It's enough for me. Instagram, I know we are always good. Only in the last times, Instagram, you're a little bit dark. I will find out why. But anyway, I'm happy. I'm thankful, and I hope you are thankful wherever you are. We've already made day 6, like I was saying. I see more people coming on Instagram. That a thumbs up. I think now you can hear me. I'm happy. Thank you so much. Hi, John. Can you hear me well? Let me know whether you can hear me well. I'll appreciate that. And thank you for coming. As you have seen, for those of you, let's start from here. For those of you who don't know my name is Fidelis Kitire. I'm the owner of Phidpac.com. That's my webpage, my personal webpage, where I share what I'm currently promoting. I definitely have other companies that I do promote, but they're not on my webpage, but they're still active. So I have more than enough multi-streams of income, how I earn my money. And I help people from across the world, all over the world, to earn money from the comfort of their own time, schedule, wherever they are, time zone. I don't push people. Thank you so much, John. Thank you. I appreciate you. I don't push people, because for me, money is not the number one target. We all need money. Anybody who says that money doesn't matter, or money is evil, or money is not everything, you're cheating yourself, because you need money to be comfortable. You need money to get the right medical treatment. You need money to live the life you want. You need money to enjoy healthy meal. Anything, everything that we do requires any types of money payment. You can go for old methods where you exchange goods for whatever you want, but still those goods that you're going to exchange, you still had to buy them at one point or another, whether it's with cash money or with the cryptocurrency. Today's world, it doesn't matter. We all need money. So I do help people to earn money from home, but that's not the topic today. My topic today, actually I had a totally different topic until I saw an article about one of my favorite entrepreneurs who is right now in the hospital, Dr. Dre. And he's been fighting with his wife. They're still not yet divorced, I guess, but as what I understand, there is divorce going on and divorce issues, and it's gonna be dirty. It's sad. And when I heard about him being in the hospital, I changed my topic for today. As a married woman, for those of you who don't know that I'm married, because I usually don't wear my wedding ring, today I have it for you. There you go. You have my wedding ring right there. It's Facebook. You can see my wedding ring. I don't know whether you see it clearly. Let me just pull it a little bit so that you can see. I have just a simple wedding ring because I'm a simple girl. I don't go for things that other women go running for, just a simple wedding ring. And I am Kenyan, so I got my wedding ring on this hand. I'm living in Austria. They got their wedding ring on these hands. So somehow I cannot decide which side I'm going to put the ring. And also for me, it's comfortable without. And that's why I'm always without my ring. And I'm happy that I have a man who understands that. He's very much comfortable with it. I don't wear my wedding ring. If he doesn't want to wear his wedding ring, I'm also comfortable with it because I know where I belong and he knows where he belongs. We've been 18 years married, happily married, and still counting. And I pray to God that it continues to be like that. That's my first marriage. I've never been married before. My husband is his third marriage, and he had sweared after his second wife, after the second divorce, he had sweared he'll never get married again, never in his life, until he met moi. And he changed his mind. And actually, our marriage is the longest that he ever had. And I'm thankful for it. So the reason I decided to talk on this sensitive, it's actually a very sensitive topic. It's because somehow it's necessary to say some things. There's some things that are necessary to be said. So for those of you who are not in a relationship, you're not married, maybe this is not your topic. For those of you who cannot stand to hear marriage advices from people, maybe this is not your topic. So move on, go do something else, earn money, learn something, watch television, do whatever you want to do, but don't just waste your time on my live video if it doesn't, if it doesn't interest you. And for those of you who are still interested to know what this girl has to talk about, I can tell you a lot about marriage. I've not been married for 50 years so that I can call myself an expert, but for somebody who has been married, the first marriage, and is still standing, the last 18 years, some of my girlfriends, they had, I don't know how many men in between, and some are even not married after so many men in between. They still haven't had a partner who's going to marry them. Others are already divorced. I decided I'm going to talk about this topic because I'm fed up. I'm fed up, and 80% of this topic might be targeting women. Ladies out there, listen to me. This is more for the ladies out there because we have to talk about some things. Some things you have to talk about them. And of course, men, you have to listen also because I can drop one or two nuggets on how to treat your woman right. And it's necessary. Let's start about love. When you felt in love with that man or that lady, nobody was there. Nobody was there. Nobody could understand the feeling you had for each other. Some people also just get married at the beginning because they were forced to get married. Others, the marriage was organized, so they got married. But anyway, anyhow, in your relationship, nobody was there. So when you decide to come together and decide to get married or decide to stay together, build a family together, start a family together, this is not a one-way highway. This is a two-way highway. Both of you are mature unless you were a child. For somebody like me who come from Africa, I've heard about children being forced to get married to older men and richer men and people they don't love, or there are cases like that, and it's sad. It's totally sad. But for those of you who did it willingly, knowingly, as mature person, you made the decision. You were not forced by anybody to go that way and to take that way. So when you were deciding to get married to that person, whether it's your wife or it's your husband or you just living together, you're not yet married, when you made that decision, there was a reason behind it. And the reason most of the time, it's love. Some people, it's money. But also the money reason, it's a reason enough to respect that person. If you cannot respect the person you got married to, at least then respect his or her money to make sure that that relationship works, and it should be kept private. Whatever goes on there, let the world not know about it. It's none of our business to know when things get dirty. This is the time you are running to TMZ and some other places to go and wash your dirty clothes and just make your partner, I don't know, their life miserable. Most of the time, children are involved. That time, you, my beautiful angel, you ladies out there, before you think about yourself, before you think about revenge, because most of the time you are hurt and you want to revenge this guy. Maybe he was cheating on you with younger girls. Maybe he didn't treat you the way you wanted to be treated. Before you start running for revenge, think about your children. Think about the relationship between your children, your sons, your daughters, and their father. Whether your relationship ends or not, this person has still the paternal rights to have their children around them. Stop taking the children away from their fathers just because you are mad at them, or because you are trying to milk that man as much money as you possibly can just because you have children with them. Stop using your children as a stepping stone, or I don't know how to call it, to get more money out of it. If you are, as a woman, if your intention is to get a child and make profit out of that child, you don't deserve a child. You are not a good mother. I'm telling you this. Because the moment you start revenging on that man, your child is hurting as well. Even though you believe that the father is not worth to be a father, that time you gave birth to that child, definitely you spent years after the birth of that child, you spent years with that man. So that child grew knowing this is your dad. If that man was not worth to have that child and to be a father of that child, you could have left the moment that child was born. But why wait until the children can understand the difference between mom and dad, and then this is the time you are running and hiring the best lawyers in the world that you can afford with your money or the money from that man to stop that man from having an opportunity to share the life with his children. Stop this. Also, something else. Stop running to your girlfriends for marital advice. When you were meeting that guy, some of you didn't even include your girlfriends on the information that you met a guy because you were afraid they might take the guy away from you. When you were dating, there are some women friends of yours, you just made sure that they don't know anything about that boyfriend of yours before it really got serious because you were afraid they're going to mess it around. So tell me, what makes you think that after you are married, if the intention of that friend of yours was to separate you or to make sure that your relationship with that guy doesn't work, what makes you think that they've changed because you are married? If somebody was not intending or having a good intention on your marriage from the beginning on, running to them for marital advices, it's the wrong thing, because that person, the intention is still there to break you up, to separate you up. You might tell me, yeah, but Fidelis, we are already married, so they're not going to be interested on him, or they're not going to be interested on separating us because you are already married. My friend, let me tell you something. If that girlfriend of yours was not intending or was not having good intention for you when you were dating that guy, when you get married, they'll still not have good intention for you with that husband of yours. So if they were from the beginning on intending to separate you as a married person, they'll still do it. So when you run to them for marital advices, you're just throwing yourself in fire. They're just going to advise you the wrong things. Stop it. Just stop it. respect your in-laws. Sometimes we end up in families where we are not expected or are accepted. That's normal. We are all human. So it's totally normal. But that doesn't mean because they don't respect you or they don't accept you, you should go around disrespecting them. Don't do it. You're forgetting one thing. Those people are the one who raised your husband. Before you came in, he grew up in that family. So whatever you're going to do there as the disrespect for to the in-laws, you are disrespecting your husband. Whether he say it or not, you're disrespecting him. And the moment you show the family and the in-laws that you disrespect them, they are going to make sure that you're not going to be there for a long time. They will talk. They will meet. If it's the sisters and the brothers, they're going to call your husband. They'll meet for lunch. They're going to meet for drink. And they're going to count so many reasons as to why he should not be together with you. And you're going to lose it. So if you know that your in-laws, they don't accept you, live with it. Accept it and don't go to them. Don't go to them. If you don't feel comfortable there, just let your partner know, honey, I love you and you know I love you and I want our marriage to work. If you want to go and visit your family, just go. Tell me how many days you want to go, how many hours you want to go. Just go. I'll be at home. I'll be in the meantime doing something else, or I can go visit my friends. I can go visit my family as well. But don't go if you know that it's going to be a toxic environment where at the end of that visit with the in-laws, you're going to fight. If your in-laws come to visit you, because at one point or another, they are definitely going to come and visit, because that house, that is where your husband lives, that's where your wife lives, so they are going to come to visit. And when they decide that they're going to come to visit, that one single day or one single weekend, hold yourself together. Put your egos together, as in just wear a blindfold. Ignore some things. I know it's your house. I know. And I understand it. It's your house. You will have to put some rules and make sure that they are clear, understood by everyone. Whoever want to come to visit your house, they should come and live and stay under your rules. It's your house. It's your home. So they have to respect your rules. And if somebody is not ready or willing to respect your rules, don't let them in. Don't let them come. Just disinvite them. When everybody else is coming, say, you are all welcome, but so-and-so is not welcome until they can accept that it's my house and everything in my house goes by my rules. So when they come to visit your in-laws, whether it's your husband or, whether you are the wife, your in-laws are there, or it's the husband, your in-laws are there, respect them. They are only there for a couple of hours. They are going to go anyways. So give them the respect they deserve, and they're going to respect you back. As hard as it is, these people, your husband or your wife, grew together with them. Some people have different cultures. Some people have different background. Some people have different religion. All these plays together. But once you come together as a man and a wife and decide to build a family together or stay together, you have to accept that your partner comes from a different background than you. And if at all it's working between the two of you, you have to keep it in your in your head that his background, his family, whoever it is, they are totally shaped from a different wood than where you come from. And you have to live with that. Something else, when you have arguments in your house with your husband, don't run on social media and start ranting about how bad your marriage is, how bad your husband is, or go to social media with all your bitterness and delete all the photos from your partner. In the first place, why did you put your partner's photos on social media? So that the world knows that you have a perfect world? If you have to convince the world that your marriage or your relationship is perfect. You're not in the perfect marriage or relationship as you think. Because if you need spectators to make you understand and feel like you're living in a perfect marriage, my friend, you're living in a bubble and it's about to burst at any minute. There's not even a single marriage out there. For those of you who are not married and maybe you're still listening, you might even watch the replay. I'm just telling you right now, as a married woman, there's no single perfect marriage. Anybody telling you that they have a perfect marriage, they're lying straight to you on your face. Marriage is a work in progress. You keep on working and polishing it. You keep on working on everything that you do together as a couple, whether married or living together. It's a work in progress. And it only works best when you talk. Talking in marriage is everything. It's the key. If you don't like something that your partner is doing, don't shut up and show attitude when they're doing it. Tell them. Let them understand. I love you, but this and that what you're doing, I don't like it. And then it's up to them to know or to understand and decide whether they respect and love you enough to change that what you dislike. And the same thing, you should be ready to accept critiques from your partner. When your partner talks to you and says, honey, I love you, but this and that what you're doing, I don't like it, do something about it. Don't start arguing and saying, no, it's like this. Find a way to have a compromise. Talk about everything with your partner. If necessary, have rules in that house. Talk about what is accepted and what is not accepted. Just know where the boundary is. Talk about issues which are uncomfortable. If decide to talk, honey, what happens if I go out and I meet a guy and something happens? I'm just human, and I have a one night stand. What happens? Talk about it. Let it be clear on that table. And the same thing, let him say to you what happens. Let her say to you what happens. If I go out, I meet somebody and we have an affair, or I fell in love with that person, what's the next step? Talk about it. And don't wait until you're caught doing it. Don't wait until you're caught, until the person, somebody start telling you or telling your partner, we saw your partner with so-and-so, or your partner has been chatting or communicating with so-and-so, or the neighbors say, we see somebody coming in and out when you're not there. Don't wait until it's that point. Talk about it before even it's ever have to happen. Probably the best time to talk about it is before marriage. Put everything on the table before marriage. Then you know, am I ready to go by these rules or not? Because after you get married, it's a waste of time to talk about things you could have cleared before marriage. Today, people are running so fast to get married. Just because, I don't know whether it's because together, people, when they are living together, they can share the bills and you can split up the cost of living or whatever. I don't know what's wrong. And women are just running around and looking for sponsors, somebody who is going to take care of their living cost, and then they just decide to get married. That's wrong. It's not supposed to be like that. It's totally not supposed to be like that. And if you decide that you're looking for somebody to live together with as a partner for the benefit of living together and having a partner in your life, then you should play by the rules that are there. Everything, even every government out there, any bank that has your money, any business that you start, any sports that you join, any club that you join, everywhere there are rules and you have to abide by them. And if you don't, you're either rejected, you don't get that amount of money that you wanted from that bank, You end up in jail if it's a rule in a country that you broke. You end up in jail. If it's in sports, there are rules to play by, and if you don't, you're kicked out of the club. So why don't you have rules in your house? Why don't you have rules in your relationship? Why don't you have rules in your marriage before it even kicks? And the best time, actually, it's even before children start coming in. Know exactly what to be expected in that relationship before children start coming in. It breaks my heart to see children suffering because some mature people, they didn't use their head, they used part of their bodies to make some decisions, and because of those decisions, a child is suffering somewhere. Emotionally abused, physically abused, mentally abused, and that child, they will never heal. You see so many broken people walking with smiles and using filters on social media to prove how happy they are, but they're broken inside. They're totally broken inside. And why? Because it started from home, where they grew up, where they were supposed to be protected. The people who were supposed to protect them and give them love and show them how the world should be and prepare them for the world and the madness of the world, exactly that's where the pain started. How in the world will this person ever come out shining like a beautiful flower when they're already withered and they are malnutrition? They have no base, no foundation about how life is supposed to be. And why? Because some mature people, the parents, they decided to make things, stop playing some games that are not necessarily to be played. When it comes to divorce, for example, ladies, do you honestly really have to make it so hard for men? If he has more money than you, which most of the time it is, why? Where were you when he was making that money? And don't tell me raising children. We have multimillionaire and billionaires, single mothers out there. They're single mothers. They were also raising children when you were raising your child. And they had the opportunity to build their millions. So once you get married to a rich guy, why are you sitting at home and saying, yeah, I'm rich, we are rich, I don't need to do anything? In the current time that we are right now, 2021, as per 2021, no single woman can tell me that they cannot earn their own money. Not a single woman out there can tell me that they cannot earn their own money. Even if your so rich husband or your so rich boyfriend doesn't want you to work, why are you accepting it when you know very well, quite very well, that you can do it? You have your mobile phone. If he's afraid when you go out, you're going to meet some other nice guys and there will be issues at home, you can start a business online. You can start a makeup business and tell him, honey, there are no men who uses makeup, and the only men that I know, for me, the only men that I know that are using makeup, they're not into women. They're definitely not into women. They are only into women as friends, where they can talk about girls' things, but they're not going to come and destroy your marriage. So if you know very well that you are not in a position to start a business because your boyfriend or your rich husband doesn't want you to start a business because there are insecurities making them feel like you might meet one rich guy out there doing business, start a cosmetic business online. Start a makeup business online. Do it. You can even do it when you're washing your dishes in the kitchen. Answering somebody's question from my e-commerce shop, it takes seconds. You can answer your emails in the morning before you go for your yoga or your Botox and your, I don't know, whatever you want to do on your face. Or when you're doing those yoga and Botox and fitness and everything, in between you can answer those emails. So stop giving yourself excuses as to why you cannot earn your own money. And then you're out there blaming the guy when the relationship doesn't work, you're blaming the guy that you don't have money, and you decide to make life harder for him by denying him his right to see his children. Is that okay? Is that okay? You think you're punishing your husband or your ex when they don't have the right to see the children. My friend, in real, you're punishing your own children. They're innocent. They didn't tell you to marry that guy. They didn't tell you to date that guy. So you are punishing your children because of your greediness. Before you start making life difficult for your man, and I said most of my content today, I'm addressing women. Of course, there are some other content in between for men, but most of it is I'm addressing women because I'm a woman. So before you start making it difficult for that husband of yours or boyfriend of yours, at least remember those nice times that you spent together. Be that kind enough. If he has been an asshole, excuse my French, in the past time before your divorce or before your separation, then count the beginning. Start the beginning. And count all the good things that you did together. Count all the good things that that person did for you. Count all the nice times that you spent together. All those nice dinners that you had. And if you still have a soul and a heart inside you, you will remember that that person was a good person. And that's why you decided to be with that person in the first place. And before you mess up somebody's life because, like I hear Dr. Dre is in the hospital, whether it's together connected or not, but before you give somebody a hard time to a mental problem, remember that that guy, he is somebody's son. And it is unfair to have somebody's son have mental problems and mental issues because of you. You have a son at home. Put yourself in the shoes of your ex-husband or your ex-boyfriend. Put your son in that shoe and imagine another woman treating your son that way. Will you be happy with it? If you're not happy with how things will be if somebody will treat your son that way, don't treat another woman's son like that just because you're bitter. Don't. Remember all the good things you had together. So I'm asking you, before you run out there and talk about how bad your marriage is after you had all the good time and now it's time where you are separating or things are going different and you're running to social media and TMZ and trying to spoil the name of that person, or you're fighting for money in the cost of your children, think a little bit. Just know that once you walk out of that relationship, you don't know who you're going to walk into in your next relationship. Karma might come to you. Karma might come for you. And you get even a worse relationship than what you've just left. So, every time I see and I hear about women complaining about their husbands, it breaks my heart because you decided to be with a guy. And now I'm coming to the point of, guys, if you're out there and you're listening to me, now this comes to you. Now listen to me carefully. That woman, when you were sending her messages, how beautiful she is, and calling her at night and sending her flowers and I don't know what, you really meant business, right? You were totally for that person. That person is still there. She's not yet dead. She's not yet gone. She's still there. And if at all she has changed according to you, probably you should sit down and talk about it. Find out, why has she changed? What have you been doing that made her to change? If the person has physically changed, added weight, most people who are married, they know very well once you're in a relationship, the chances of you adding weight, gaining a few pounds, it's high. And most of the time, it happens to both at the same time. You might probably just have added 2 or 3 kilos, 2, 3, 4, 5 pounds, and your partner has added more, but still that person remained the same. They might be having 1 size bigger or 2 sizes bigger on clothes, but they're still the same person you felt in love with. So if it's the size that they are on that is bothering you, how about you motivating them to go to the gym and do it together? You can start at home. You can do exercise together, start eating a healthy meal together, and walk the journey together. If that person, for example, has changed because you thought they're going to be an entrepreneur or that one sharp lady, and now it looks like the person is just at home and doing nothing, it's not too late for you to sit down with that lady of yours and ask them, honey, what do you want to do? How can I support you? If it's a business you want, how can I support you? Talk. If you go out and you meet another lady somewhere, I know men will always be men, talk about it with your wife. Talk about it with your girlfriend. Let them know from you. Let them know directly from you what you did. There's nothing that hurts most than hearing things from people. And my husband and I, we have a rule since the first time we met. We met somewhere around 2001. No, wait. Yeah, around 2001. No, 2000. 2000 at the end of the year 2000. That's when we met. And right from the beginning, I told him, we have to talk. We have to talk about some things. What happens when something happens and he sleeps out or I sleep out? What happens when things go this way or that way? We had to talk about it before we got married. And if things comes up, we remind each other we talked about it and we had a solution for it right from the beginning. Stop telling your boyfriends or stop telling boys, because your friends, male friends right now, I'm talking to the husbands and the boyfriends. Stop talking to your male friends about your marriage. They're not going to help you. Some of them, they're just going to spoil everything because probably that lady of yours, that wife of yours is the reason you're not watching the ball with them anymore. And now when you come complaining about your wife or your girlfriend to them, they find a reason and a way to make sure that that relationship is not going to work because they want you back. They want you back on your position when you're watching your ball or when you're going out to the pub. They want you back. So when you run to them for marital advices, they are not going to advise you the right way. It's even probably that one of those friends of yours, your male friends, they've fallen in love with your wife or your girlfriend, and when you run to them, talking to them about your marital issues, they're going to totally take advantage of it and make sure that your relationship doesn't work because you are standing in their way. They want your wife, they want your girl, they want your girlfriend, and you're standing in the way. So when you come and tell them about the issues that you're going on, that's happening at home, they will find a way to help you out of that home as soon as possible, probably not even out of your home, but out of the relationship, and they'll get the girl to their house. They'll take advantage of it. So my advice, I've not yet been married for 100 years to call myself an expert. I'm not an expert. I'm totally not an expert. But at least I use my head sometimes. I definitely use my head. Something else. Talking about your wife with your own family. You decide you're going to talk to your family about what your wife is doing wrong. Let me tell you something. When you tell your mother or your sister or your brother how stupid your wife is, how lazy she is, or whatever it is, you know what you're doing? You're giving them the right to disrespect your wife. You're giving them the right to disrespect your girlfriend. Why? Because anyhow, you told them You personally told them that she's lazy, she's stupid, she's just fighting, she doesn't respect you. How the hell on earth do you expect that your family members, they're going to treat that lady and treat that woman with respect while you are the one who went to your father, your sister, your brother, whoever it is, complaining about your wife or your girlfriend? You told them, they didn't know. If you didn't tell them, they would not have known. So how are they going to respect your wife? The same thing goes around to you ladies. When you run to your sister, your brother, your father, your mother, and tell them about what your husband is doing wrong, whether he's sleeping out, whether he's drunkard, he's lazy, he's that and that and that, how do you expect them to respect your husband or your boyfriend after that? You will never win that war. There will be a war in the family where she will come to you or he will come to you and say, your family doesn't respect me. Your family doesn't respect me. How will you win that war? Because you will go to your family and say, why are you not respecting my wife? And they're going to tell you, you told us that she that and that and that and that. The same thing. You go to your family and say, why are you not respecting my husband? They will tell you, you're the one who told us this and that and that. So you're not going to win that fight. You will be in the middle and you will lose it. So you're the one to put the boundaries and make sure that your family respects your wife. Your family respects your husband. And the other way around the same. Your wife has to respect your family. Your husband has to respect your family. And if it cannot work, you, my friend, whether you like it or not, you have to choose a side. I know it sounds crazy, but you have to choose a side. Because you either accept that house, that relationship will always be on fire because both sides don't work together, or you have to decide which side you're going to go with. Remember, you cannot marry your family. They are your family. You love them. And they love you so much. But you can never marry them. So, a wife, you can always find another one. But a family, you cannot always find another family. But the question is, which side are you going to side with? Personally, I put boundaries with my family. You have to respect my husband. Yes, he's white. Yes, he's from Europe and you're from Africa. But this mentality which some African people have, that because he's a white guy, in Kenya we call them Mzungu, because he's a white guy, he is our bank and we have to withdraw. I say, no. He's my husband. I'm the one to decide when he has to send money to who he has to send the money to. And if you cannot respect that boundary, then I'm gone. Because I didn't get married for you people. I got married for my own, to start building my own family. You have your family there. I cannot marry my sister. She has her own relationship. I cannot marry my mother. She has her own life. So I have to think about myself. And this is the guy that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with. So I had to put boundaries. So it's up to you to put boundaries and let people know where you're standing and respect that person. And when things doesn't work, don't fight for it. Let that person go in peace. Even today, my husband knows very well. If our relationship, and I hope, knock on woods, if our relationship might not work in any way or another, we're not fighting for it. I'll just let him go in peace and I go my way in peace. We will meet somewhere, have a drink, talk and discuss and decide, okay, how are we doing it? You want to stay with the house or not? I'm not going to fight about a house. I'm not going to fight about a car. I'm not going to fight about money. For what reason? For what reason? If it's time to go, respect that person. Let that person go in peace and you go in peace. Keep your karma clean. and not involving the whole world and calling lawyers and magazines and television and TMZ and I don't know whoever you're calling and letting them know that you have a divorce and it's gonna be dirty and money comes and go. Let me tell you something. Most people, especially women, there's something you don't understand about money. Money is a bitch. Money is with you today and tomorrow with somebody else. And if you don't believe me, find out about multimillionaires who had everything. Everything, they were multimillionaires and today they're living on the streets. Find out about people who were extremely rich and today they're living in the streets. They have nothing. People who were famous, extremely famous when they were children. We have enough. I don't even want to mention any names. You know already. There are people like one person we see every Christmas and we all love that person as a child during Christmas movies. And somewhere along the way, something happened and his life changed upside down. He was already a millionaire as a child. So money should not be the reason that you make somebody have a heart attack or brain problems or I don't know, mental illness or somebody not to see their children because you're tying that child to that amount of money. If you want to see your daughter, I want $1 million. If you want to see your son, I want $1 million upkeep. Stop this madness. Stop it. You're hurting your children because you're greedy for money. Money will come and it will go, it will disappear. You will build a villa with that money and one Christmas you will be drunk after party and you burn the whole villa down. Probably you were stupid enough because you were greedy for money. You wanted money and you forgot about insurance and you're standing there, you have nothing. And you made sure that all the bridges were burnt down between you and the rich husband of yours. All the bridges were burnt down between you and your ex-in-laws. You can live with people in peace and don't put somebody's name out there on social media just to feel happy. We don't need to know that this guy or this wife of yours has been doing this and that and that. We don't need to know it. Clear it together as a family somewhere. Let people wonder and ask, oh, you changed your surname? What happened? Then you can decide, oh, it didn't work out. We are friends. We're still raising the children together. Probably even still living together. Because I told my husband, if we ever get divorced and we don't have enough that each can buy their own house, we're still living together. We're going to stay together in the same house. He can bring his girlfriend. He can even get married. But he's not going anywhere. I'm not going to kick him out. For what? Because I'm in Austria. And women are protected in Austria. Women are totally protected. And once a divorce is there, most of the time, the women are the winner. And I don't find it fair. Whether it's in Austria or it's in America or whatever, I don't find it fair. Why? Most of the time, men are the ones who are working for that. Men have been working the whole time. You've been at home, seated, kept well, comfortably at home by your husband or your boyfriend. And they say, honey, I'll be working. Take care of the house. I'll take care of the children. You didn't even put a penny on that house. But when things comes and divorce comes, you end up with the house. And the poor guy has to start somewhere else from zero. I don't find it fair. It's totally not fair, according to me. If children are involved, that's a different story because the children need the protection. But don't use the children to hurt your partner. Don't use the children to squeeze as much as you can out of it. Don't forget that person was there for you right from the beginning when nobody even saw you. That time you were wearing the tightest clothes that you could get and the shortest mini skirts that you could get and the best lipstick that you could afford. Men were just coming, buying you drink, wasting your time, some of them wasting your body, and they left you there. But that guy, he decided to marry you. He decided to choose you. So why are you giving him right now a hard time? For why? For what reason? Don't forget that. Sometimes there'll be issues in a family, in a relationship. And you will have to lose some things. But just because your partner is not playing along doesn't mean that it's death row, that you hang him or you kill him or you say I want a divorce because you didn't give me that, you didn't give that. I know somebody, like, funny enough, an African lady from Kenya. She got married to an Austrian guy. The guy brought her all the way from Africa, brought her to Austria. And she had the guts to tell her guy or her husband, newly married husband, an ultimatum. I want to go to Dubai and I want to go on first class. And if you don't buy me that first class ticket and to Dubai, I want a divorce. They are newly married. Totally newly married. And she's giving the guy ultimatum, if you don't buy me the first class ticket and send me to Dubai, I want a divorce. How stupid can you be? It doesn't work like that. If you cannot buy it on your own, if you cannot afford it on your own, stop pushing your partner, whether it's your husband or it's your wife. Stop pushing them for it. If you cannot personally buy it, if you cannot personally afford it, stop pushing your partner, whether it's your wife or your husband. Stop pushing them to an edge where they cannot even breathe anymore because you totally want it. Because if you cannot afford it, why should your partner afford it? Why? Let things come freely. If he feels like he can afford to give you that lifestyle, if she feels she can afford to give you that lifestyle, it's up to her. You can sit down and decide on a budget and say we will be spending so and so much amount of money together and set a budget, and you stick on that. But stop giving each other a hard time because social media is pushing you so much and you want the world to know or to see that you ended marrying a rich guy. It's sad. Or somebody jet-setting the whole world because the friends on social media, they're also doing the same. If he cannot afford it, stop pushing him. If you cannot afford it, stop pushing yourself to go beyond it so that the world know that you have ended up with the right person or the rich guy. Money, like I said before, money is like a beach. It will be today with you and tomorrow with somebody else. If you don't treat it with respect, money will come and leave you there. And the way you've been treating people, especially your partner, your in-laws, your own family, that's after all the money is gone, what relationship you had, that's what's going to keep you going. So stop running to your girlfriends, stop running to your boyfriend and talking about your marriage. Keep it simple. Keep it between the two of you. And if it has to be a third party, make sure that the third party that you're involving in that relationship, whether it's marriage or is come we stay together, make sure that person who is the third party has the right interest for both of you. Not somebody who is just siding on one side. Somebody, your best friend who always sides on you. Even when you do the wrong thing, they will never point a finger and say, but here, my friend, according to the way you're telling me this story, you're the wrong one. You're the one who is on the wrong. Take somebody who is just going to look at the situation in hand and somebody who is going to be mature enough to tell you the truth and somebody who don't side with any side. And if you don't have that friend who can do that and you don't have that family member who can do that, get help. There's so many people who can do it. Even if it means you have to pay money to get the right direction, pay that money. Pay that money. Most important, treat your partner like a human being. Treat your partner like you personally want to be treated. Don't treat your partner like garbage and expect to be treated well. And the best part of it, Stop comparing marriages out there with your marriage. Don't go telling your partner, yeah, but my friends, they do this and this and this and this. My friend, you don't live in that house. You don't live in that house. You don't know what goes on there. Maybe that friend of yours who's telling you the stories, she's just telling you fairy tales. When you personally go in that house, it's a madhouse. You will run away. If you were to spend a week in that house and see that relationship, it's a madhouse. Cups and spoons and everything are running everywhere. Don't compare your relationship with any relationship out there. And if you have to do everything to make sure that relationship works, go for it. As long as both of you have something out of it. Don't kill yourself trying to save a relationship because you're afraid. What are people going to say? Are people going to laugh at me because my marriage failed? Are people going to laugh at me because I'm now starting from zero? I was living in a villa and now I'm living in one apartment somewhere. Or I even don't have somewhere to live. Maybe I'm staying at the women's house where they're helping women. Don't kill yourself trying to save a marriage which is not working. If it's not working, after sitting down together, you try to talk, it didn't work. You talked with help from somebody, it didn't work. Just separate. Walk in peace. Leave that person in peace the way you met that person in peace. I don't know whether there is anyone who ever married somebody who was fighting with them right from the beginning. If that guy invited you for a drink, the first date, and you are fighting and you threw wine and alcohol and everything on him, and he threw all the meals on you, I don't think such relationship survives. So if at all it was swiftly starting, you should also leave it swiftly and leave that person in peace. We have very, 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 very famous people out there. They're supposed to be the best role models, and somehow they're the worst. In the last months, all what I'm hearing, I'm just like, women, what's wrong with you? And it's most of the time, it's always the women who are doing this. Stop it. Stop it. And if you have to marry somebody because of his money, my sister, you are a whore. I'm sorry. I can't believe I'm saying like this, but it's true. You are a whore and you totally need help. Marry somebody because of the right reason and not because of their money. What happens when that money is gone? You're also gone? You're going to start searching for the next billionaire and the next millionaire? How long is your beauty going to stay? You might be lucky enough to catch 1 or 2 billionaires along the way, and once the money is gone, you divorce and you get to the next one. But time is not on your side. You can go to the best beautician you want in the world. You can meet all the beautiful women out there. You can meet them and they can give you the numbers to their doctors who are making them look so beautiful. But at one point or another in your life, you will look like an old tomato. And when that time comes, will you still be in a position to get that billionaire? Live in peace. And most important of all, give your children the right to have their parents. Don't fight for custodies just because you feel like you can, because the government is supporting you as a woman, or because your money is supporting you as a man. It's wrong in all directions, and always it's wrong. Your children deserve to have their parents, whether separated or not. They have the right to have their father, and they have the right to have their mother. They are the one to decide once they are mature enough and they understand what goes on in life. They have the right to decide whether they want to be with that mother or to be with that father, or break the whole relationship and everything. It's their own decision to make after. You don't have that right to make that decision for them. I grew up without father. I grew up without a father, although I knew him. Although I could see him driving his cars and picking up his family, I could see him walking. I'm walking to school, bare feet, walking to school. And he will pass with his cars, big cars, and don't even stop and give me a lift to school. I could see him. He ignored me totally. I knew his name. I knew everything about his family. My grandmother told me everything. But he decided I wasn't worth to be in his life, because if he really wanted me to be in his life, he could have fought for it, and he had enough possibility to get that chance. And you know what happened? After I got married, I suffered all the way my whole life. After I got married, living in Europe, who's coming looking for me? It took a lot of energy and time for my sisters from his side to convince me, also my family, to convince me to give him one chance to introduce himself. And he did. But that's it. He wasn't there. I don't need him now. I just don't need him now. So don't do this to your children. I didn't decide to grow without a father. That opportunity was taken away from me. It was taken away from me. So don't do this to your children. They're innocent. Don't do this to them. And don't let the money be the reason that your child is growing up without a father or a mother, because your ex didn't give you those millions that you're fighting for, and in return, you decided to punish them by saying, no, I have the custody for the children. If you don't give me the millions, you don't see them. Don't do it. Don't do it. Without being said, go out there, encourage somebody. Like I usually say in all my videos, you don't have to be a motivation speaker to encourage somebody or inspire somebody. Just be you, do you, and somebody somewhere is watching what you're doing and they're going to be inspired by you. And this is a special video, and I'm going to finish it with a special message. I'm not perfect, and my marriage is not perfect. It's a work in progress. We keep on working. But most important of all things, we talk. My husband and I have conversations. And if it's necessary, we even have trips, vacation trips to have conversation. Maybe you should start that. Maybe you should try it. Maybe try it with a dinner conversation. Invite your husband for dinner. Talk about that issue that is disturbing you. Invite your wife for dinner. Talk about that issue that is disturbing you. And for you men out there with more money than you can spend, let that lady have her own business. Let that lady have her own income. It's going to push up her, the words are failing, are missing me, but it's going to push her esteem up, and she's going to respect you even more, because she will understand what it takes and what it means to run a business. And if she understands that and she knows that, the next time you want to go on a business trip somewhere, she will not ask bullshit questions. And the same thing with you. If she wants to go somewhere on trips, I've been to Canada on a business trip, and my husband was here. I've been to Germany, business trips. My husband was also on his own business trips. So, if she doesn't want to be in your life, she doesn't need a business trip to get away. If he doesn't want to be in your life, he doesn't need a business trip to get away. Stop being insecure. Set your partner free. He's not a prisoner. You're not a prisoner. Set each other free. Talk. Just talk. And most important, cover your dirty issues. Don't let the world know how dirty your wife is or how dirty your husband is. Don't let them know. It's none of our business anyway. You will look like a fool because you are the one who is exposing everything that we even didn't know about it. So stop it. Fidel is here. Thank you. Thank you for watching. If you find this content worth to watch, somebody has to know about this, please hit that share button. Let them hear this. If you find what I've been sharing in the past days interesting, hit that follow button, follow me so that you don't miss out what I'm doing. You can hit that love button as well. We like also. And for those of you who visited me, thank you so much. Thank you, Juta, for being here. Thank you, Harald. Oh, thank you, Harald. Was magst du hier? Thank you, Meran, for being here. Samson, thank you. John, for being here. Thank you. Thank you, Emine. Oh, Emine. Thank you. Oh, Tashakul, Emine. So thank you so much. Have a nice day. Have a nice day, evening, wherever you are. And be safe. Take care of yourself. And think about it. Talk. And if you know you've messed up somewhere, buy that girl something and apologize. If you know you've messed up somewhere, buy that gentleman something and apologize. Fidelis here. Bye. Thank you.